Tuesday, August 2025 at 6 p.m. I am Christy Pinsky,
Sam Britt,
Jane Wilson,
Mike Garibaldi,
Ellen Shoemaker.
Scott Brasher.
May I get a motion to adopt the minutes?
second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there any public comment this evening? Natalie? Financial report?
Hopefully you can see on your screen. Compared to the same quarter last calendar year, revenues are down about 4.5%, but for the entire fiscal year of 2025, they are up around 5%. We have followed our rules and put the initial $25,000 in the general fund, designated to our DMO, lapsed a few grants, and after all that, we have around $657,000 available for distribution. We have 7 applicants here this evening to present to you for a total request of $275,500.
Any questions? Any comments, anything? Thank you. We're gonna try to make it kind of speedy just because of the air conditioning, but we'll get through it as fast as we can. Old business. NCA Riley High School Alumni Association was up for theirs last quarter and no one was here. Do we want to start with that or do we open at the end?
Under old business, if you want to move it.
It's just. Okay.
Good afternoon, members of the committee. My name is Murray Christopher, representing the Michael C. Riley High School Alumni Association. If you were given a handout initially, if you would look at your handout at the front of the picture that is on it, what you're looking at is phases 1 and 2 of the project that has already been completed. And if you look at the rear of the project, you would see chain link fences around the 2 sides and the back of the garden. That is what phase 3 is going to replace, those chain link fences, and add the wrought iron fence commensurate with the ones that are in front. So basically what this project facelift is going to do is that we're going to repeat what's on the front of that cover and the back, so that anyone that's visiting the garden would be able to access the garden from the park instead of coming all the way around to get into the garden through the front entrance. And if you look on the back of the page, our budget for the Michael C. Riley revised phase 2 project facelift, phase 3. Phase 3 covers the replacement of that chain link fence and extension of the fence about 4 feet from the back of where it's now into the park itself. And these are the costs that estimated costs that has been generated to make that project happen. Are there any questions?
So, I might as well start. So y'all have permission already to,
Yes. We have permission from the Beaufort County Rec to move that fence and to replace it with chain link, with the wrought iron fence.
What is the amount that you're requesting? Has it been updated from last meeting?
Yes, it's been updated. It's at the bottom number on,
That 37,250?
Yes.
New application wasn't submitted, so their last application was requesting $20,000.
the difference from the first application was that we did not have a cost for construction. If you look at construction and labor costs, which is a $10,000 amount, that makes up the difference from what was submitted last time.
And so you have permission to grab the extra 4 feet from
Yes,
Parks and Rec?
yes.
You've got building permits to do?
We haven't done, no, sir, we have not done any of that as yet.
All right, and so forgive me, I was over there, but I'm over there all the time actually, but is there like a great big live oak tree right there in front of all that?
Yes, several. There's several live oak trees.
And they're within the scope of your project?
Yes,
Within the boundaries of your proposed area?
yes,
And you're gonna capture those? So your drawing shows, looks like crepe myrtles, not big live oak trees.
well, they were to represent the live oak trees because we had a survey done to locate those trees.
And they're gonna be within the boundaries?
It's going to, yes, sir. They're in, if you look at they're in the boundaries currently. But the only difference is that we are going to replace the chain link fence with the same wrought iron fence that's in the front of the garden.
Okay. And I had, in my mind, I'm visually trying to see how you capture around these live oaks in the existing framework that we're talking about, because they're big.
Yes, we understand that. We have spoken to the Beaufort County Rec, and we have asked them to trim some of the live oaks because the limbs were hanging over into the fence, and they did that for us during this past summer.
Okay. All right.
So we've asked for permission to do all of the work that has been done in the first 2 phases. And we've been granted permission to do that.
But you haven't gotten a permit from?
No, sir.
To do the new construction?
No, we have not done that as of yet.
Can we provide funding subject to getting the permit?
That's what you should have.
Yeah.
Anybody else? I'm sorry to take up time.
No, you're fine. Do you have any kind of information about how many tourists come to your little area?
No, we have not. We haven't done that as of yet.
Alumni, how many alumni still live within the area?
There are quite a few. There are quite a few.
And your alumni that you had last year was very well attended, I thought.
Yes.
Did anybody capture the number of people who were actually there, who were alumni plus their guests?
I think we do. We have tickets that were sold, so we have that. We should have those numbers.
But you don't have it.
No, I don't have them with me.
No, I knew that.
I think it rained on your hot dogs.
As I recall.
It did. Yes, it did. We did have. We had a few showers. That.
Were you there?
Yes, sir. I was there.
Okay. Any other questions, discussion?
So the question I have is then, we are doing, or initially it was a $20,000 request, now it's $37,250, thank you very much. Okay.
I'm gonna ask help from staff. So my understanding incorrectly, the application's for 20,000, and that's what we need to do is 20,000. if you want to do the 37, you're gonna have to put a new application in.
Okay.
So I guess this is where you're gonna have to make that decision, because your application that we were supposed to look at last quarter was for 20,000.
Okay.
You just want to keep it and keep going?
Keep going, yes.
Okay. Would anybody like to make a motion?
I'll make the motion. I would make the motion to approve the application request of $20,000, subject to getting final permits from the applicable jurisdictions for the parking.
I second the motion.
Any discussion? Okay, I do. So, my concern is the tourist, because most things are on a percentage of tourism. Does that matter? Or is this, doesn't matter because this is?
Tourism percentage not applicable to construction costs, but the 50/50 match applies.
That makes sense to you?
Still has to be towards tourist though, right?
Well, the original application said that, that it mentioned 25% tourist attendance to your previous event, right?
Yes.
That's what I read.
That's what you guys determine if it's enough of a tourist draw.
Okay, well, we have a motion, so is there any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's score sheet.
Okay, new business. No. Oh, yeah. Everybody can turn in their score sheets, please. I think since we started this way, what we're going to do is just go ahead and do the applications, and then we'll do the election at the end. Is that okay? Can I do that?
I was looking to see if they had to adopt the agenda, but it's not on there. Yes.
Okay, well, I can just.
I don't know otherwise. That's okay.
Okay, we'll just follow the new business. Okay, so election of officers. So the chair is up for grabs. Any nominations?
I nominate the current chairman, Christy Parker, to accept the election of chair for this coming year.
Are there any other nominations? I'm fine to take it, but.
In that case, I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion?
I think the chair's done a great job at the 3 meetings I've been here, so.
Please keep rolling.
Keep rolling.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, now election of vice chair.
I nominate Sam Britt.
If so y'all know, I will be rolling off, eventually. And really, I would love to see someone take over that in my stead, but I'm certainly happy to continue doing it. It's just kind of like getting her to be the chairperson while I was still sitting, it just helps. So if somebody wants a position, please don't feel free to nominate yourself. Don't be looking away. Is there another nomination?
Is
for
there
vice chair?
another nomination?
I can't do both.
It's all you,
All right,
Sam.
so,
I have no objection.
thank you, as long as you're on this board. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Good job. Congratulations. All right. CCA. Because I can't say that word.
Coastal Conservation.
Hi, Mary.
I'm Mary O'Neill. I just do the marketing for CCA. I'm on that committee. And what we present again is the push for ecotourism to attract that type of tourist. And last year, it was amazing. We went up to 30% tourists over the year before, which was just 5%. And when you look at the areas, and I'm really very proud of that. So we do a display, a digital display ad and email banner out from South Carolina Living. And when I look at, where the tourists were from, a lot of them are from the areas that they would be looking at that. So that's our one really claim to fame. We also obviously do the WTOC, the TV thing, and radio. So hopefully that will continue to grow because I think it's super important for our town. The development keeps going on, and coastal conservation is one of the watchdogs of that, just to protect our waterways. Because that's important for the recreational, fishermen. So besides just protecting our waterways. Anyway, that's kind of what CCA is all about. And our local chapter keeps growing and we keep attracting new members and a lot of them are from out of town. So we're requesting 10,000, which is 100% just for advertising.
Any questions?
How many did we have at the event last year?
300.
Sorry.
300 people attended the actual event.
How much room is there for people to be there?
We can expand that. I believe the tent can be expanded, because I think the Ducks Unlimited event, which is part of the Seafood Festival, I think they're looking for 400 people in Martin Family Park. So, you can rent a bigger tent. The nice part, again, while it is right in the center of our town, it attracts people, just tourists who didn't know what was going on. Hopefully they'll return the following year. We're getting a lot of hits that way now that we've moved it to a place that people actually see. We're not some little secret society, because I think it's important. I know you're sick of me pushing ecotourism, but I think it's super important for our town. Historic tourism, that also, but anyway. And we offer that. We suggest, like in all the ads, we suggest, go on some of our boat excursions, take a fishing excursion, go to the Hayward House, et cetera, et cetera. So we're trying to sell Bluffton to the people that have come for that event.
Any other questions? May I have a motion?
A motion to approve the application of CCA of 10,000.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, congratulations. Score sheets, please. Next up, SOBA.
evening. I'm Karen Richards. I'm the president for the Society of Bluffton Artists. We're requesting $40,000 for our marketing for the entire year. We requested $27,000 for 8 months of last year. We were making up the difference between, we only requested for 8 months because we were already 4 months into our year. So we are matching our request with our fiscal year, which runs September 1st through August 31st. So we have increased our marketing. We've expanded into other publications, digital. I can give you a list, but I'm giving you an overview right now if you'd like. And spend approximately $3,300 a month on marketing. Now, we have a 65% rate of attendance from tourists, and we have been keeping steady on, I want to look at my figures so I can, on having approximately 25,000, I'm going from memory here, you might have a specific number in the application, of 25,000 for attendance for the year, coming to our gallery and our art school, and about 65% of that is tourism. They come into Old Town Bluffton for an afternoon, and we are part of the cultural district. So South Carolina Arts Commission had designated Bluffton as a cultural district, one of 6. And so we are promoting the fact that we are part of the cultural district, and we're promoting Bluffton at the same time as we are promoting ourselves. So that's why I'm here tonight, to continue to promote what we have been doing and to refine our marketing strategies. One of the ways we plan on refining our marketing strategies is to include the fact that that Old Town Bluffton is a cultural district, and we are going to be promoting the Old Town Bluffton as much as our gallery. We used to focus on our gallery and our art school, and we're going to bring a focus into the actual Old Town as a place to come to, sponsored by the Society of Bluffton Artists. So that's our future plans.
Any questions?
I just want to make a comment and say congratulations on hitting your 32-year mark. That's awesome.
Yes, we are very proud of that. We are very proud of it. Thank you.
I also just want to make a comment. A couple of years ago, SOBA's application was probably my favorite application we've ever had, because it had every ad that you, like big ad that you did, and it was really good. I mean, you got to see what you did and saw where you spent your money and what you did. And since y'all are the artist, it was fantastic.
Thank you.
I loved that.
Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion? May I have a motion, please?
I move to approve the application by SOBA for reimbursement of up to $40,000 in costs under a grant.
Second?
I second it.
Any discussion?
The only discussion I would have is some of the numbers don't seem to jive a little bit. So on the back of the form, we have approximately 51% of gallery visitors are from out of the area. I guess that could be, I think the number you used was 65% of those numbers.
Yeah, I have to apologize. I don't have a printed copy of the application, and I am going from memory, so.
Your numbers are better, so that's good.
So I think it's been 65% in the past. If it's gone down a little bit, well, we're working on that.
It does mention that in your application. Approximately 65% of our gallery visitors indicate that they're visitors from outside the community.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next up is seafood. And I just want to put it on there that I need to recuse myself on this. Because I'm the treasurer of Ducks Unlimited, and since we're partnering, I can't.
Up next would be the application for historic Loveland Arts and Seafood Festival 2025 Arts and Seafood Festival.
And again, I'm Mary O'Neill. I'm the president of this organization. I think I have been now for 16 years. We're 21 years old this year, and we're super proud that we still exist. We are requesting the same request I think we've done for the last 3 years, $80,000 to promote the event, which starts on October 10th this year, and that is the Ducks Unlimited Banquet that Friday night. Then Saturday night is the supper soiree. Sunday kicks off the local art show throughout Old Town. It is the Blessing of the Fleet, and then the first Oyster Fest of the season. And then during the week, we have the boat excursions. We have the Oyster Farm excursion. That's 2 times a week. We have our author night, which is, it's a history again this year. We're going to have a panel of local historians talk about their experiences in Bluffton as way back and as it's changing today. Monday night, we go out to Waddell again for, again, I'm going to push, it's another eco-tourist type of attraction so that people know we have this wonderful resource in our town that's why half our residents don't even know about. Because they do tons of research, which again is super important to our town because our town is right on the May River. Outside of town, we have a few other rivers coming, but that to me is and that's always been part of the mission of the Seafood Festival. Thursday night, again, we have the Hilton Head Bluffton Symphony Orchestra in Martin Park. And then Friday this year, we do have Bluffton Self-Help again has joined us for their Sips and Seafood event. But we're also working on another event for that night, which will be a gala event, and we're hoping it will be at the Gullah Museum. So again, as a tourist, I would be super interested in coming to that. And then Saturday and Sunday are our big street fest. Last year, we attracted, and again, we take zip codes on the shuttles. Obviously, there are some people who do not take the shuttles. Some people, you know, kind of sneak through the line and we don't get their zip code, but it was 46% and around 25,000 attendees. We're talking about tourism though. We have definitely noticed in our town, there's a dip. There's not as many people walking our streets lately, so definitely what was just presented by SOBA, that's a very real thing. So I'm hoping we can keep attracting people to come and check us out because it's a wonderful place to come and then we would like them to leave. Oh, you didn't hear me say that. But anyway. Oh, and I did bring, I don't know if anyone saw them, but our Southern Living ad is in the issue that just came out. And again, we get all those leads from that, and then we do follow-up emails for that, and then we start off next year with those leads, you know, as a save the date type of thing. This year, they also gave us a bonus, which was all digital, and that was in August. We didn't pay for that. And I noticed the other day in that August issue in the travel section, they actually listed us again. So that was all free. So that was very nice. Any questions?
Do you track, like, attendance? I know it's hard to know exactly.
Yeah, we track attendance through the shuttles, and then we theoretically kind of do it as people come in the entrance.
And total?
25,000, we're still guesstimating that.
And 40% of that 25 is estimated?
46% tourists. And that's really just that the weekend. I mean, when we track, like, for instance, the Waddell thing, last year there were more tourists there than locals. Author night, again, as soon as we do history, last year we had Yella authors that's talked about what it was like in our area, you know, starting in like the 1800s. And so tourists like that. They love to come and hear about our town. So, I mean, we try to keep changing events, adding events. But anyway, we have a full 10 days of events. So there's plenty of time for the tourists to come, even at the beginning weekend. And this year, again, it's Columbus, that's that long weekend. So I'm hoping the first weekend starts off with Ducks Unlimited Banquet, and then that Sunday, that's when we have all the opening events. So I think, you know, we're trying to catch both weekends, and we know for sure that's a long weekend. So hopefully we will attract lots of tourists.
Any questions? No, just a comment. I think it's great. I mean, you mentioned the additional events, the marketing, the Southern Living, the digital. I wish you success in getting that 46% even higher. So.
Oh, me too. And again, it's hard. That's what we're capturing. I mean, you know, we keep it at our shops. All of the businesses in town, we all keep records of who's coming into our shop. Again, some people will go, you know, they don't even speak to us sometimes. They get out the door before we can capture it. But I think we all know this is an economic boon for our town. So, and I hope that continues. But we love for them to come, and then they can go home, because there's a lot of development going on. And yet, in the years past, I still remember some businesses coming up afterwards and said, we fell in love with your town because of this festival. We're going to start our business here. We're going to move here. And that's great. It's just that, you know, there is a limit. We don't want to get too big.
Quick question, does this have any limitation to our $50,000 moratorium on town?
No, because it's not operations of a museum or a facility.
Yeah, there's no there. Remember, we are 100% volunteer. Not one person gets paid.
Just wanted to make sure it was clear. Can we get a motion?
I make the motion that we go ahead and approve the Arts and Seafood Festival for the $80,000 on the application.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Unanimous with one recusal. Thank you.
Up next, Campbell Chapel Community Development Ministry.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Ron James. I'm with Campbell Chapel, and I'm here first to talk about the restoration and rehabilitation of the historic chapel. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you. This project started by Campbell Chapel. It set up a 501c3 to guide its efforts, but the purpose is really to restore and rehabilitate the historic chapel in service to the community, to its visitors and members. We have been in operation since about 2017. Why is this important to the town of Bluffton? Well, the historic chapel has been around since 1853. It was purchased in 1874 by 9 formerly enslaved people. It would join the Hayward House and the Garvin Garvey House as a historic attraction for the town of Bluffton. We view it as a cultural hub for the town of Bluffton that would encourage visitors and residents to host dialogues, lectures, destination weddings, concerts, and other events. Already, we're starting to pick up a lot of web traffic based on the construction that we've got underway. Each month, we post an update for our congregational membership and post it on our website, and we're getting a lot of hits from people outside of our church and outside of the community following those updates. Well, where are we in the process? We had two major phases. One was a pre-construction phase where we did a building assessment and built architectural and construction plans, highlighted in green because that's been completed. We started with phase one last year under the construction phase, but ran into some asbestos problems, and we needed to do further stabilization. We got that completed by the end of 2024, spilled a little bit into 25, but that's completed. We're now in the phase two area where we're doing selective removals. That's happening in the second and third quarter. We want to proceed to the third phase shortly, and that'll get into exterior restoration. Following that will be interior rough ends, plumbing, electric, and then interior finishes and new additions. We hope to conclude by the end of 2026. Let me give you a little deeper dive in the phase that we're going into now. We're in phase two, and that includes what's highlighted in yellow. That's work that's underway. We've removed siding and skirt boards so that we can conduct framing repairs to prevent water intrusion. We are creating measured drawings for windows and jib doors. Also in this phase, we'll be removing a social hall which was not built with the original construction. We want to get it back to its original state in 1853. We then want to proceed quickly into phase three, which is exterior restoration. That's going to get into carpentry. We'll work on the bell tower of the church, the front porch, sanctuary roof. We've already started ordering drawings for windows and jib doors. I'll show you just a couple of pictures real quickly to show you the progress that we've been making. What you're looking at now is the north side of the structure. The siding has been removed, the skirt panels have been removed, and there's a long panel running horizontally through this picture. That is a sill. It's part of the foundation of the structure. If you look near that orange vertical post, you'll see holes there. Those holes are termite damage and water intrusion. That's what we had to remove. The vertical posts with jacks under them is what we had to do to get the repair work done. Think about changing a flat tire on a car. You got to jack it up, take the flat off, and then repair it. We have to do the same thing here. We have to jack the church walls up, take those sills out, and repair them. We have completed this as part of the phase two process. You'll see a new sill running across the north wall of the church. We're also using wood from some of the church that was no longer necessary to be used in the church, so that to strengthen the structure. But this north wall is now completed, and we've moved to the south wall. I'll go to the interior real quickly. If you look at the picture on the right side, you'll see the contemporary flooring that is being removed so that we can see what's underneath it. And the good news is we're finding the original flooring is still good. That's what's on the left-hand side. The people that are assisting us are being meticulous about removing nails so that we can gauge exactly what time period this floor was put into place and verify the times that we believe these things happen. Back to the right side, you'll see the pulpit area, and behind it is a choir loft. The choir loft will have to come out because it wasn't part of the original structure. There's some work we've discovered underneath it that we want to salvage, though, and I can get into that in the Q&A if you like. One or two more pictures. On the left-hand side, you'll see a pew. Pews were actually built into the wall, and they were very small in stature, just a couple of feet off the floor. On the right-hand side is a jib door under the windows. That's provided another way for people to access the church rather than coming through the front door, which was at the rear of the church. These are historically significant, and our architects, as well as the town of Bluffton, are very interested in the stories that these will tell. Where we are now, this is looking at the front of the church. We are about to start removal of that structure that's on the right side. That was a fellowship hall that was added in 1967. Again, it was not part of the original structure. You're looking at the south wall of the church, and we're about to tackle that. There's been some damage in that wood sill as well, and that needs to be repaired. We can get at that, we believe, yet this month. In terms of dollars, in green are costs that have been incurred and funding that we've actually raised already. The planning came from a grant Beaufort County graciously awarded us $140,000 so that we could do the planning. Phase 1 came from Bluffton, town of Bluffton, 2 grants, $127,000 to start the process. That went toward asbestos removal and another $20,000 preservation grant. We're in phase 2, that's why it's in yellow. We have a $200,000 that came from the state of South Carolina and another town of Bluffton grant, for preservation. That's going to go toward the windows and jib doors, the drawings that were getting put in place. Phase 3, we've attracted a national grant from the National Fund for Sacred Places, $219,000. We also have applications in to Beaufort County and the town of Bluffton to raise a match. They require $2 for every dollar that they put in. That's what we're trying to get accomplished there. Phase 4, we have $100,000 from church members and gifts from our 150th anniversary last year that can be used if we need it further up the line, but we're holding on to it for phase 4. We are pursuing other opportunities. This is important, the request that we have into you, because if we are awarded a grant from the town of Bluffton of $109,000, it will allow us to access 50% of the grant from the National Fund for Sacred Places and allow us to continue our momentum. We are pursuing additional funding opportunities from the Community Foundation of the Low Country. We're knocking on doors at the Mellon Foundation, and we are pursuing a couple of other national grants. I'm going to stop there and just say thank you for the support that you've given us up to this point. A grant of $109,000 would allow us to continue our momentum.
Do you have an estimated completion date on when all this is going to be happening?
Yes, we're targeting the end of 2026.
Forgive me, so the first time y'all came before us, we gave y'all the first grant.
Yes.
It was broken into grant per phase, if you will,
Yes.
for a certain phase. And it looks like what we originally gave you a grant for spilled over into something different. Like it was for the initial assessment and work, and it looks like we're being funded to the next phase, which is some construction. And in this phase, it doesn't really give us what we're giving you a grant for. So where are we at on what we awarded you? I can see that you haven't collected it, waiting on some completions.
Right.
I do distinctly recall that the first request was for a very specific phase of the project.
We wanted to start removals and stabilization, but that's where we ran into the asbestos problem. And we couldn't proceed until we got an assessment of the asbestos. We got somebody to come in and treat it, and then we had to have it abated. That cost us about $100,000, so we diverted that part of your grant, which was $127,000, to address that, and then to continue with some of the selective removals.
And so the current request is for?
$109,000. And that's a great question, because that now gets into phase 3. Think about phase 2, which is some of the charts that I just showed you, the stabilization, taking out the wood sills, putting in new ones. That came from the state of South Carolina. They gave us a $200,000 grant. And you gave us a $20,000, your preservation office gave us $20,000. That to help with planning for the windows and jib doors. Now what we're asking for is phase 3. And phase 3 says, let's start looking at the bell tower. That needs to be repaired. Let's start putting up repair for the front porch. It says, let's work on starting to do some finishing in phase 3. I didn't put a chart in, but those are the kinds of things that we're after in phase 3.
So you're asking for the continuation of our grant that we started for phase 1 this specific grant is for phase 3, was there ever a
Phase 3, yeah.
designation for it, for what
Yeah.
phase we're actually in?
Initial grant from almost 2 years ago was for help with phases 1 and 2. This would now go towards phase 3,
Okay. So it's gonna be
according
limited.
to the chart on the last page of the application.
So it's gonna be specific to phase 3? Yes.
And you're, obviously, when I see your chart, there's a huge shortfall in cost versus money. So how are you guys gonna make up
The differential, even with
all the grants coming through? It's still a significant difference.
Yeah. If, you're right, if we were to get everything we've asked for from you, from Beaufort County, plus dollars that we already have, we'd be sitting at about $1.2 million or so, $1.3 million. That still leaves about $800,000, and that gets back to the list I shared with you of places we're going to begin raising dollars there. For example, Community Foundation of the Low Country, we've established contact there. Mellon Foundation, we've established contact there. We'll go back to the state of South Carolina because we were fortunate to get a grant from them in 2024, so we plan on going back to them in 2026. There are other national grants that we'll be pursuing as well. There's one called the AACHAF, that's the African American Cultural Heritage Action Fund for Preserving Black Churches. They've got a process that's opening up. I believe this fall we'll be applying there as well too. So there are several other opportunities that we're pursuing to close that gap.
My concern is that I was getting the grants and you receiving all the other grants, not having the ability to finish the project. So if we're $1 million less or more short when it's all said and done, is there any plan by your church to be able to come up with a differential?
We're going to
Can't stop in the middle of it.
Right, no, and we're going to keep pursuing grants. We think there are opportunities out there for us, and so we're going to go after that pretty aggressively. Our church has been standing behind us as appropriate, but we'd like to raise the dollars through the 501c3.
Any other questions?
Have you made the final request from the money that you got last year? You're still like $40,000?
That's a great question. You granted us $127,000. In May, we submitted documentation, and we were reimbursed just under $87,000. So that's still roughly $40,000 to go. We've incurred some expenses already, but we've not submitted those to you yet because we're trying to get it all built up. By the time we get through phase 2, which we want to do in September, 1st of October, we'll submit dollars so that we can get reimbursed for the total $127,000. So yes, we will complete it and we'll close that off by the end of September, early October.
You make that deadline?
Yes.
Any other questions, comments? Would somebody like to make a motion?
I'd make the motion to approve the request for $109,000 regarding the Campbell Chapel Community Development Ministry, the historic Campbell Chapel Restoration and Rehabilitation Project.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Score sheets.
You got to say that?
Yes.
Yeah, there's another one.
Moving forward, if you will break your project into those phases with your request being specific to the phase.
Yep.
Because you got the overall budget at the bottom, but this being a little bit of thing where it's a bigger number, actual phase of working in, so it's kind of convoluted in there.
Will do.
Just looking forward to thinking what's going to happen.
Got it. Will do. Thank you. Next, I'd like to go to a request for the 162nd South Carolina Annual Conference of the AME Church. And also in the audience are Pastor Frederick Wilson, the pastor of Campbell AME Church, and Lucille Panic, who's been the leader of, the lay leader of this particular project. They've been working and leading together. I'll hit highlights and they can jump in to help answer questions as well. Briefly, I'll describe what the event is, who's coming, the impact on Bluffton, how we're preparing for it, and the budget. And then, of course, we need your support here as well, too. Well, what is it? It's the 162nd South Carolina Annual Conference of the AME Church. It's one of the oldest AME conferences in the Southeast. Started 162 years ago. Out of it came AME conferences in other states in the Southeast. It is one of 6 regional conferences that are held in South Carolina. This conference will cover the southern part of our state, from our southern border up to Charleston, and it will bring delegations from 96 AME churches. It'll be happening September 17th through September 20th. What's its purpose? Well, here these congregations come together, they review progress of the prior year, set the tone going forward, and launch plans for the upcoming year. Campbell Chapel AME is serving as the host church, and that's the first time since 2016. So we're excited about it. We'd like to do well so we can get them to come back more often. Who's coming again? It's 96 AME churches from the southern part of the state up to Charleston. We're expecting 1,000 guests, about 800 of those coming from more than 50 miles. 250 of those will be delegates. Delegates are the clergy, people from ministries, and lay leadership. Why are they here? Well, they're here to get training on business and training on how to run their operations and conduct worship services, training on mission outreach, training by specific ministries, specifically women, men, and children. Clergy and lay appointments are also made at this conference, and service is determined. And then school education, church school, and Christian education is also addressed at this conference. How will this affect Bluffton? Well, already 150 rooms booked over 3 nights at 4 different hotels. We are working to find at least 10 restaurants to offer guest incentives to incentivize the members to come to their particular restaurants. We will have 3 food trucks on hand for meals. 250 delegates will actually be served by the church, lunches by Campbell Chapel AME on its campus. Vendor tables will be set up to help people promote their services from our region, and guests will experience the uniqueness of historic Bluffton as they access its food and retail offering. How are we preparing? There are 135 volunteers in the church, donating some 9,410 hours. We've been working on things like securing remote parking locations and providing shuttle services to and from the campus, the Campbell Chapel campus. We don't have obviously enough parking space to handle that many cars. We're providing security, working with local Bluffton and contract security to make sure there's ample security for our locations. We're also going to be using signage to aid in direction of people and rental services to ensure appropriate number of tables, chairs, and restroom capacity is there. Total expense budget is $80,000, of which $19,600 is budgeted for things like logistics, parking, transportation, safety, security, signage, public relations, and a souvenir journal. Our total revenue budget is $70,300 without the town of Bluffton requests, mainly coming from registration fees, vendor fees, souvenir journal, and Campbell Chapel's contribution of $8,750. We are requesting a grant of $10,000 from the town of Bluffton. I'll pause and see if there are questions that we can answer for you.
Go ahead. You're on a roll.
So, your geographical area, if I heard you right, was from the South Carolina border all the way up to Charleston into Columbia. Where was the other one?
Inland to where?
The South Carolina Annual Conference boundaries cover all of the low country counties, from Aiken County across to Berkeley County, Charleston County, and down along I-95 corridor, and the counties from I-95 to the Georgia coast, Georgia border, excuse me.
And I'm just gonna keep asking questions while I got you standing up. And so these are gonna be church delegations, correct, from your member churches? So my curiosity is, what are we advertising? There's $9,600 in your budget for advertising, but I fail to see what we're advertising.
We're advertising the various services that will be provided. Also, we are encouraging members of the conference to patronize the local restaurants in this area. So on our conference website, South Carolina Annual Conference 2025.com, and there's a link with all of the restaurants and hotels that they can, and also take advantage of the tourist attractions in the Bluffton area while they're here.
So there's a dedicated link, a website that's been set up, and it's got those links that the pastor's describing, where people that are coming can click on and see what their options are.
I think it's a fantastic event. I think what you're gonna bring to the town is incredible. When we think of advertising, we're thinking about pushing something out. We look at something very different up here when we talk about digital advertisement. In your case, you're basically posting a link to all the services that be available to them, but we usually think of you trying to bring people to Bluffton, which is already coming, right? So they're gonna be here anyway, but now what do you do when you're in Bluffton? To me, it's a separate kind of a deal. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around that part of the request.
Well, can I say something? For advertisement purposes, we did do flyers and things that we sent out for the hotels. We are also creating flyers for food vendors and restaurants so that they will have a hard copy of the restaurants that are available in the area. So we are creating flyers and brochure to put in each one of the delegates' bag, so that they will have that, and for those non-delegates that will be in attendance. And we will also do banners, and we are creating a banner, letting people know that there is a conference and things going in town.
Is that part of your public relations, printing and distribution of
Yes.
materials? Questions? Any other? My questions just come to how it all adds up. I have $9,600, that's eligible.
It's totally advertising. The 10,000, they'll have some regulations that will $200-$400 difference. I don't care about that.
Okay.
I'm just having a hard time wrapping my head around the advertising terms. But I'm sure that they've got to expend it.
Okay. Any other questions?
Have we done I want more for the committee. Have we done something like this? This is a private organization, right? It's not open to the public. It's not open to everybody. To a group of people. Have we done something like that before?
Yes.
Okay.
Even though, may I say this? Even though it's an AME church conference, our worship service and experience are open to the public. So it is not only, the business session, basically for those individuals, delegates and pastors within the church. But we do have worship service. We have all other types of worship experience that it is open to the public. And other people do come to our worship experience as well.
If I may, to give you very, we hosted the Dixie Youth Championship something through the Beaufort County thing where they brought all the teams in to play for like the state or regional championship.
Okay.
Which was similar to
Sure.
bringing in, but it has.
Targeted to a group, yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm all for it.
I think of probably a few others I tried, but that was an easy one.
Okay, I'm all for it. I just want to make sure we
So,
have it there from our precedent.
We haven't had a motion yet.
I'll make a motion to, find the right page.
Any more questions?
Yes. Okay, a motion?
Motion, to support and provide $9,600 or $10,000. What are we actually providing? Is it 10?
It's up to 10,000.
Up to 10,000, okay. Up to $10,000 for the Campbell Church AME, Campbell Chapel AME Church, 162nd South Carol, I'm from Chicago, and so I can't say Carolina yet. Carolina Conference of the AME Church to be held in Boston.
Second? Any discussion?
I would just like to put on the record that literally $9,600 of that award is worth advertising.
So that it
Doesn't go over to other parts of their teams.
that makes sense.
I can just add, there are things like rental equipment that we may have to use to cover the guests that are coming. Is that not considered possible?
So I just want to say the reason I put that in there the way I did was there are other expenses that are eligible, but per the request on your application.
Should we amend it or just leave it or take my part out?
We shift the categories pretty often depending on how the actions come in, so I wouldn't put parameters on it.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous, thank
Hello. No, are we ready? No? No, okay. A little excited. Sorry, guys. Get a little anxious. Love talking to y'all.
Okay, so next we have Historic Bluffton Foundation Fall Tour of Homes. This has come before us almost once, but then it was pulled, so now it's back up again.
Yes, so we're here.
For a request of $6,500.
Okay, so I don't know where the mix-up was on the ask for the 65. On my application, I have $84,000. I'm sorry,
8,400.
yes, no, not an egregious amount, but I have 8,000. Okay, that's my mistake. I had added on, because we don't have another day that we can schedule it to. So I added on a tent rental. That's where the difference is coming from. So we could have one over the grounds where we're our launching point. That was an addition. So I can not speak to that, or if it's okay, I can.
I'm confused.
So,
65
right,
for the application.
right.
But you would like to,
84, that's all round. Scratch that.
Generally, they base it off what was submitted.
Okay, so we'll scratch that, but that was the discrepancy, so I apologize about that. We had last minute kind of added on a tent rental no worries at all. So my name is Nikki Graziani. I'm here from the Historic Bluffton Foundation. Our ask today of you is for $6,500. And that is for the tour of homes that we will be having on October 4th of this year. As you can see, we have this lovely slideshow made up for you. And so we will be selling tickets to this. It will be a major fundraiser for us. So tickets will be available through Eventbrite, and that will also help us capture the tourist numbers because they're required to put in their addresses. All proceeds will benefit the Historic Bluffton Foundation and its mission. Our mission is to preserve historic structures, the May River, and our archives. We safeguard Bluffton's past while promoting the distinctive character and identity essential to our future. We have 7 exquisite structures and the historic Hayward House Museum, where visitors can walk around the historic district and visit our local merchants and restaurants as they enjoy a day around town. Here is our committee members, and we actually have 3 of them here to support us today, which is great. We are going to be doing a fair bit of promotion and marketing. And so we have all of our social medias that we're going to be promoting to here. And I mean, the Island Packet alone has 83,000 people that's going to get eyes in front of as far as their followers on social media. So we are expecting a lot of tourists, which is great, at least 50%, if not more. And we're hoping for about 300 tickets in sales. We're going to be doing print and local media with the Bluffton Sun, local merchant posters, Hilton Head Island Chamber of Commerce, and then we're doing TV on WTOC and WHHI. And then we've also talked to our digital marketer about promoting it into the larger areas, going upstate into Georgia and South Carolina as well. The day of the event, the visitors will check in at the Hayward House and they will receive their brochure, which will serve as their ticket. The brochure will feature each of the homes, the sponsorship information, and a local map. And the local points of interest not specific to the tour will also be featured in the brochure because we wanted it to be early enough where it would end early enough that people were encouraged to stay in town, go to dinner, possibly stay the night. Why not? Visitors, it will be a self-guided tour. We'll have docents at each of the homes, but as far as their wanderings through town, they'll be kind of unchaperoned, so we'll see how that goes, right? Southern Spice will be catering on the grounds of the Hayward House. We have a signature mocktail from Burn Church Distillery. Signage and volunteers will be stationed around town to give visitors around the historic district to give directions and answer questions. We were hoping to be able to rent Martin Family Park for strictly parking, and somebody else has it, it's a private rental, so we plan on having volunteers sort of compassing all of Old Town to direct people to different areas to park to, where they want to get to after they park, and any other questions that they may have. The public restrooms, we have the Hayward House, the parks will be open. So the benefits to the town is we're bringing in non-local visitors to the area. We're helping drive local business exposure and revenue by having walking access from the event to the rest of Old Town. The event starts in the morning, allowing for a full day of exploring what Old Town Bluffton has to offer. And hopefully the greater Bluffton area as well, but that's walking distance, so that's great. Give meaningful education regarding the area and the history. Highlights the town landmarks and engages visitors in social media related to Bluffton. This provides support in the HBF for its mission, so we don't have to keep coming and asking you guys for money, hopefully, is the goal. Okay, any questions or comments?
This is an example of our poster that's getting posted around town. We're also using it in our social media. And if you scan the QR code, you can see our ticket on Eventbrite.
You want to pass it down? Over here. You want to leave that?
Questions, comments, concerns?
Just putting numbers to your request.
Uh-huh.
Using your 50% tourism, it brings you right to your requested amount.
Okay.
So advertisement is, we don't count that against you.
so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of your request, using the 50% rule brings you right at the additional request.
Okay, excellent.
So when you go to finalize your paperwork, when Shannon asks you for the number of tourism,
Yeah,
less than that, it's probably going to receive less for those facilities.
understood.
Things that are eligible
Yeah.
for tourism.
Yes, understood. I'm hoping it's going to be like 90% tourists, so it's going to, no, I'm kidding. We're hopeful and optimistic around here.
Any questions? Okay, may I have a motion?
I'll do the motion to approve the application of $6,500 for the Historic Bluffton Foundation Fall Tour of Homes.
Glad I waved back at you, Scott.
I second that.
Thank you very much.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous?
Thank you.
Thank you. Did you lose it? Oh my goodness. You turned it in wrong? Right there, got
It's a
it?
bigger crowd.
You're welcome.
My son's graduation.
Did you just say this during your time?
So that's where we started to go. It's got when I was here, talk about record if you want to. But so when you say you allow people to shift stuff around because we're not really counting advertising and everything else, right?
Well, it's just they put a budget together, but then their actuals may be a little more or less. So like, they budget $5,000 for advertising, but it's $4,000, they're gonna lose $1,000 if we don't allow them to use it on rentals or something else. So they're not combined buckets. Like they get $10,000, they've got $10,000 to spend on eligible expenses.
When we do that, you're still paying attention to the.
Okay. Does anybody have anything to discuss this evening? If not, may I get a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Okay. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.